Hello, my name is Samuel. I'm the founder of Zoomaa. Zoomaa is a transit company that is designed to make your travel, long distance travel, easy. Today, I just want to bring some updates, not really uh, developmental updates, but rather uh, like a general updates concerning the vision of the product, the where I'm currently at, and what I'm looking for going forward, right? So, building a software for your audience is something that is critical. It's very critical to know the market space, your market space, your audience, uh, what else? Who you are building the application for or the product that you are building, right? And knowing the marketplace, the potential of making money from that market space and your audience will enable you to prevent certain mistakes that a lot of people make, right? So that is the fastest way to know whether your product is going to succeed or not, right? You have to study the market space and your audience a little bit before you deep dive. Because building an application is expensive. Though AI and stuff have made the development process a little easier, still the time spent building planning is is uh, uh, is crazy. You know, it's very expensive. It's an expensive process, right? So your duty when beginning a new project or an application is to study your environment and do your research, right? So that you don't build the wrong products or you don't build the right product for the wrong environment, right? That's that is one factor that I took in place while building Zoomaa because I had built a lot of projects in the past, some fun projects, some uh, meant for production, but I hadn't, when starting out in building things, you're in the process of learning and building. So sometimes you kind of get carried away by the joy of building and the complexities that you tackle while building, right? So you sometimes get carried away by that, and the rush and the dopamine rush gets you to be attached to the product that you are building, right? And maybe any criticism that comes from outside sources, you take it personally. You feel offended if somebody said, "What is the use of what you are building?" and all of that, right? Which is which is something that is in the that is in the business of developing something. So then if you are a good strategist, you have to step away from the product that you're building, right? You have to detach yourself from what you're building and actually reason through it whether this is the right project that you are supposed to be building and whether you are building for the right audience and the right environment, right? Which if done properly, if you've done those research properly, will prevent you a lot of pain in the process, right? So, why am I saying this? So, in earlier times when building my projects, as I sometimes, try to experiment with ideas and see if I can build something unique and something that is different from what is, right? And this can easily turn into a trap, right? Of being unique or doing something that is unique and that is different, right? This can be both a blessing and a trap because in terms of the blessing, it is like, okay, you're someone who doesn't just you're someone who gets out of your comfort zone to attack things, right? And you get out of your comfort zone and get into the midst of the unknown, and you thrive in the unknown, and you thrive in slaying the dragon or like figuring out the void, right? But that could also be a trap. How it turns into a trap is money. It turns into a trap when it's concerning money. Money doesn't care about whether your idea is unique or not, right? Money only cares about whether your product can sell. Your product can sell. Your product is in the right place. So if you're dealing with a product that is eventually going to be bought, unless of course you are an like a philanthropist or like someone who is working for an NGO, you would want money from the projects that you're building, right? So then you don't have to. Uniqueness is only going to serve you so far as you have gotten your basis right, right? And people say there is nothing new under the sun. That statement is a little bit it's factually is correct, right? Why do I say it's correct? Because most of the things that anyone thinks about, humans have been on the earth for quite a long time, right? Even if we are going according to the biblical age, is about 6,000 years, right? And a lot of civilizations have come and gone, and a lot of people have thought, right? So chances are what you're thinking about, they have a plethora of such ideas, right? And that is where your ability to research will save you a lot of times, right? From reinventing the wheel, because now nobody benefits from reinventing the wheel. I mean, you can use it as a mental exercise and deliberate on it to develop your mental faculty. But in terms of moving fast and making money, uh, you don't benefit from reinventing the wheel. You might as well just copy the wheel and implement it. There is no reason why you are going to reinvent the wheel whilst the wheel is already there, right? So that it was my mind. I got a mental shift. I'm like, okay, if you want to build something unique, you have to know where you are standing from, right? We all don't start from the same level, so it's like you're coming from a place that doesn't have a lot of the things that are already existing, right? So then my mind was like, why build something unique that has not been seen when what has been seen is not even available where you're coming from? Do you get the logic? Well, it's like you don't have water, but your community, or this is just this is just a general statement, right? It's like you're in the desert, you don't have water, but like you want to invent uh, Coca-Cola or Fanta. Someone in the desert is gonna look at you like, what are you doing? Do you see? So this is where the idea of having to first find water, or first having to invent the water first, will be a necessity than trying to make Fanta. If you make Fanta, the people are still gonna be thirsty for water. So this is not much of a sophisticated example, but you can understand what I mean by that, right? So I went through ideas. So in building of Crisis Echo, I built that up specifically for the Western world, where I scan social media posts. The app is still there, but the app requires money to fund it. I take posts from different social media sources, right? Like Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, post, any kind of post at all. And I just pass it through a classifier, classify the posts, use large language models to, for semantic meaning, put it in a vector database, create embeddings of that. If there are images attached, also embed those images, store them as embeddings in my MongoDB, right? Store them as vectors, right? Then I compute those vectors based on I use those vectors to, decipher the meaning between a collection of posts talking about the same thing at one particular location, right? Then I use that to, generalize what the posts are talking about and, pin that crisis to one particular location, right? So that is an idea that is futuristic, right? It is unique. I haven't found most companies or modern companies doing this. The closest I could find is Palantir. That is on the governmental level, right? That is a super surveillance, system that is way, way, way more advanced than what I've built. What I've built is a commercial app that people have that is able to detect crisis and see patterns, right? And there is a rerouting mechanism that, for example, if you are driving towards somewhere that is a danger zone, the app alerts you that you are heading towards a danger zone. Therefore, you must, reroute and go to a separate place, right? So this is a more commercial application, not a super surveillance application like Palantir, right? So, why did I put a hold on this project? I put a hold on this project because, first of all, you need money in order to even prove the concept, right? So, if I were to prove the concept, I need money, and I have been running the app for quite some time on my budget, right? So it's like, how long can you sustain that? And I applied with Y Combinator with that, and I was rejected, right? So I was thinking, why not build something that is already existent, right? And that got me thinking about where and what kind of product I should build, right? And I went into the mind of thinking of problems that is where I'm coming from, right? Because where I'm coming from is not that much, it's not that advanced as maybe the United States or other Western countries, right? So one thing that I've noticed while growing up and while living in Ghana is that the transportation, you still need to go to the station. That thing really bothers me a lot. I'm like, why can't I just book from my phone and stand at the maybe bus stop or something and the bus comes to pick me up? That is a simple business model. It's very simple, but it doesn't exist. So it doesn't exist. So what can you do? So I have to build it. I have no choice. Like, I did a little bit of research, looking at things. Transportation in West Africa, especially, is a multi-billion-dollar industry that that products that don't exist to service those industries is a big problem. It's a big problem. Like, software is not there to service this this particular part of the economy, this transport part of the economy, and this is a big problem, and it needed to be solved. That was the motivation behind building Zoomaa. You know, and Zoomaa is it's a transit app that solves these problems of transit, transportation of goods, and vacation bookings and all of that, right? So that was how I came to the how I arrived in building Zoomaa, right? So that's just it, and I finished it, and the app is live. If you want to download it, I'll put a link, and you can download it. There are things that needs to still I'm still hardening the software and improving upon it. There are things that still need to be done that I will I will continue building and improving upon it. But the current problem, or the current hurdle to cross, is to onboard an operator. So that's where I am stuck now. I am maneuvering to get to solve this problem, right? By contacting operators and all of that, and see if they will be interested in such an application, right? And I keep on saying this, and I have people working on this for me. I will be extremely glad if I am able to handle this and settle this once and for all, and get an operator on the platform. This is very vital, and yeah, it's it can break or make whether I get a funding, right? Especially, this is not this wouldn't be a pre-seed, probably to be a Series A funding. Especially if I'm supposed to get my Series A funding, I need to get operators on board, right? So, which is the next challenge that I'm tackling, and I hope to get one operator at least on board, right? Where else again? Where else again? Do I need to tackle? So I've applied for Y Combinator. Y Combinator, the venture capitalists that help, startups. They fund startups and, any good idea, right? They fund them and they take equity in the company and they give you, money to run your operations and all of that, right? So I am very hopeful and I'm very, very determined to get this funding, especially because this is a very good product and the audience need the product, right? So the environment, this product fits very well into this environment, and it sits at a place where, if done right, we would be the only players in this market space, right? So that's where I'm at currently. Submitted the Y Combinator for the Zoomaa. We're still waiting. I submitted it for fall. Most of the decisions will come late August. So let's wait for that, and I'm still hopeful that good news will come out of this. Yeah. So these are some of the things that I just wanted to talk about. My thought process while building this app, and how I arrived at Zoomaa, and the thinking patterns that young founders or people builders have when starting something new, and what type of mentality can help you in terms of building the right product. And I believe Zoomaa is the right product. If you don't know, Zoomaa is a transit app that is meant to solve most of your transport problems, your long distance transport, your booking, hotel booking, and goods transportation. So see the link down the description and download it. Thank you, and God bless.